Okay, good morning everyone. Morning po. Morning.
Good morning po.
Morning po.
Morning po.
So today po I will be discussing po your laboratory experiment and laboratory report po guidelines. Okay. So on Thursday po we will have po a face-to-face class and we will do po the Sharpie impact test. Okay. So nasaan nyo na ba yung inyong specimen, the 55 millimeter square bar. Nasa inyo na po. Ashley. Okay. So kindly bring it po on Thursday. And also po the heater and ice po in a cooler. Okay? So yun po ulit yung gagawin nating experiment. Kindly sa bagay, meron na po tayong tong and may mahiram na po tayong tong and thermometer po. Okay, so saglit lang po. So wait for a while po. Did I discuss to you po the general guidelines for the laboratory experiment or the laboratory report? Last meeting? Na-discuss ko na po ba sa inyo? Not yet? Hello? Everyone?
Parang na-discuss na po, ma'am.
Okay. Na-discuss na pala. So, what is your questions po in our laboratory experiment? Bali, pwede na po siyang typewritten since wala pa po nakakapagawa. So, the laboratory report will be typewritten na po. So, font size is 11 and font style is Times New Roman. And then for the spacing po is 1.5 spacing po. Did you get it po? Okay. And then for the results po, so for the results po of the experiment, kasi on our given manual po, so medyo madami po siyang nakalagay, but we are just testing one trial. Manual na nakalagay po dito yung sinend ko po sa inyo. For example, experiment number 1, we only do po one trial. So that is why we might have po, so this part po on the table. So ang magiging table na lang natin is UNACH. You can delete po this trial number, the average, and this portion po. So, ang magiging table na lang natin is UNACH, VNACH, and ANACH. Ano po? And then the draft height po will be, this is not 1.45 po. So, we are using po 77 cm. Wait lang, draft height. So the drop height is the H. So this one po is not 1.45. The value po is 77 cm po. Okay? And then the weight of the pendulum. So I will check muna po the weight po of the pendulum for manual method. Kasi yung alam ko po is for the yung bago, yung the new ISO impact test, kaya lang hindi natin siya ginamit. And the weight of that po is 21 kilogram. So I will check first po if it is the same with the manual method. Okay? So ito po ha. So isang trial lang yung ginawa natin. Wala tayong 2, 3 so that hindi natin kukunin itong average value. So we do not get po the average value since we only have one trial na ginawa na pina-perform po. And then this one, ang ilalagay po natin is energy absorbed and toughness of. Ano ba yung material na binili nyo? And square bar po yung ilalagay natin. I don't know kung siya by steel. Ano bang sabi sa inyo sa ano po? Dun sa pinagbilhan nyo, ano daw po yung material na binili nyo? And then with blank degree. So ito is from 0. And then another table for standard room temperature. So average standard room temperature. And this is for 100 degrees Celsius. So matatanggal na po itong part na to. So I will try po na to remove ko yung portions na to. Wait lang. Hindi ko alam kung paano ko siya matatanggal kapag nandito na siya. So, wala na po itong trial. And then, wala na din po yung average. So, matitira na lang po is U-notch, V-notch, and ari po is hindi siya un-notch. So, ang gagamitin po natin is the keyhole notch. Okay? So, it is not un-notch. Keyhole notch po yung gagamitin natin. Naintindihan po? We don't have un-notch material. Okay? So, you replace it with keyhole notch. Did you understand it po? Hello?
Yes po, ma'am.
And then in order to determine po the rebound height, yan, you just determine po the angle, di ba? Meron tayong angle dito, corresponding height po for a certain angle po. So, we can determine po yung kanyang value. So, alam naman natin ito. For example, ito po yung ating angle. And then this one po is yung ating height. Tapos, paano natin kukuhanin itong height na to using po yung ating given angle. So, yun po yung i-determine nyo. So, gagamitan nyo po ng mathematics. Okay? So, i-determine lang natin yun. And then after that po, you need to determine po the difference in height. So, you need to subtract 77 cm. So, you can change po the unit. It depends din po on the unit po for the. So, 77 cm, you can change it into a meter or millimeter. Okay? And then rebound height po, same unit. And then we need to determine po the difference in height. So, you need to subtract the drop height minus po ng rebound height. And ito po yung value na ilalagay natin dito sa difference in height. And after that po is you need to solve po the energy absorbed and the toughness. And in order to determine the value po of the energy absorbed and the toughness, so you can use po this value. Yan. Energy absorbed is equal to the mass. So this is the mass of the pendulum. Times G po is acceleration due to gravity. You can use po 9.81 meter per second squared. And also the value po of the rebound height and the drop height. Did you understand it po? Okay. So, and then after that po, so you need to determine po the toughness of the material. So you need to calculate po the toughness of the materials by using this formula. So, E-absorb, yan, all over daw po ng BD form. Yan. So, this is the energy absorbed po. So, this is the energy absorbed. So, we need to divide it po by VD form. So, VD form po is itong value na to. Yan. So, cross-sectional area of the specimen. Tapos, V daw po is width of the specimen. So, yung width daw po ng ating specimen, yun po yung ilalagay po natin. So, para ma-determine po natin yung kanyang toughness. Okay? And then, you need to make a graph po. So, it is the comparison between U notch, B notch, and this one po is the keyhole notch with a different temperature. So, you need to graph it po. So, ika-graph lang natin. So, we have here po the U notch. This is the blue one is for the U notch. The red one is for the V notch. And the yellow one is for the K notch. And then, you need to discuss po or to compare the results po of the energy absorbed versus the different temperature and also po the different matches. So you need to determine po the relationship of those parameter. Okay? Same with this po. For the toughness, it is for the toughness naman. So the discussions po. And then you need po to include po a sample calculations. So for this one po, wait lang. So for the laboratory experiment general guidelines, so you need to provide po a sample calculations. So you can use po at least 2 samples po for the computations in determining the toughness, the height, and the energy observed. Did you get it po? Nako ha? Naliwanag na po for the experiment number 2. Same with the experiment number 1. And the last one po is for the experiment number 3. Yeah. So for the experiment number 3, so this is ito po ginawa ko lang po siyang manual. So this is the objective materials and the procedure for the tensile testing po. Yan. And then this one po is for the laboratory experiment results. So you need to provide po a table for the force elongation and the stress strain values. So just choose at least 20 points po dun sa atin pong stress strain diagram. Yun lang yung ilalagay natin dito. But the results po will be should be graph po. Yan. Yung ibibigay po namin na results sa inyo or you can use po your video for the results of the force and the elongations. But mahirap, ayan. So, pwede nyo kuhanin yun. So, for example, for every 2 hour, for every 20 seconds, ganun, 40. So, pwede yun po yung kuhanin nyo. Pero, ibibigay naman po sa atin siya ng taga MTCC. Kaya lang po, hindi ko sure kung naipasa na. Pero kausap ko po siya kanina, doon po ako galing. So, they will send po sa atin yung results po ng ating experiment po. Okay. So, wala pa po. Wala pa siya. Okay. So, I will send to you na lang po if naibigay na po sa akin para magawa niyo na po yung inyong laboratory report. And the due date po of the laboratory report is a day before the exam po. So, a day before the exam, yun po yung ating submissions of the laboratory report. Okay? Is it clear?
Opo, ma'am.
And then, okay, thanks. And then after that po, you need to provide a graph po for the stress strain diagram for each diameter. So, i-graph natin, this is for the 10 mm, this is for the 12 mm, graph for the 16 mm. You need to graph it po, yung ating stress strain diagram. So that we can determine po the different parameters of the different mechanical properties of the materials. You need to make a table or a summary for the ultimate strength of the material. You can use that po. Pwedeng mag-provide po kayo ng table na you determine po the modulus of elasticity of the material, its % elongations, the ductility of the material, okay? The toughness, oo, pwede din naman pong toughness, pero medyo mahirap. The yield strength po, the proportional limit, the different properties po when we are dealing with the tensile load. Okay, so the rupture strength, you can summarize it po by using a table. And also, you need to make a graph po. After that po, after summarizing the different mechanical properties of material using a different diameter, so you need to make a graph po showing the relationship between the mechanical properties and the diameter of the specimen. So for example, we have the tensile strength versus diameter. So you need to graph po yung kanyang tensile strength kapag siya ay 10, 12, and 16. And then take the relationship. So discuss the relationship. Ano ba yung nakita natin? If the diameter increases, what will happen to the tensile strength? So just the example po for this po. And we need to ano pa for this one is for the tensile strength. You can use po you can include also the yield strength, the ductility, yan, etc. nakalagay dito. So you need to have po discussions about this po. And then yan, so summary of findings, conclusions, and recommendations. So you just need to follow po yung nakalagay dito sa ating laboratory experiment guidelines. So you need to provide po a calculations in order to determine the value po of, for example, percent elongations, ductility of the material, percent reductions of area. Yan. So yun po yung mga pwede natin ma-determine. The rupture strength. Okay. So sa bagay, ang rupture strength po is hindi na natin siya dinidetermine. Basta yung using po the formula, then on how to determine po the stress, how to determine the strain. So you need to provide a sample calculations for that po. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear po? Hello everyone. Hello po. Maliwanag? Do you have any questions po?
Clear po, ma'am.
Yeah, so for the experiment number 1, it is the same with the experiment number 2. The difference is the height and the weight of the pendulum. But on how to determine the toughness and the elongations is the same. Okay. So sana po magawa na po yung Charpy impact test so that meron na tayong makita din na value in terms of the height. But if hindi po siya magagawa, so we have no choice but to use po the manual method, the manual machine po. Okay? Yun doon po, i-determine ulit natin yung height po. Okay? Do you have any questions po? May questions pa po? Meron pa pong tanong?
Wala na po.
Okay. So, if wala na po, we may proceed po with the last topic po in the materials. And the next meeting po, after po ng experiment, so I will be discussing you po yung babalikan natin yung different materials po. Especially po yung mga process involved po in making those materials. Ano po? So, yun yung mga babalikan po natin. And then we summarize po a different material. Okay. Okay po. So for the last topic po it is all about the economic, environmental, and societal in material science and engineering. So why do we need to study that po? So this topic po is very important, especially for the sustainability of the materials and also for the environment po. So dadalhin daw yung
yung kinat.
Oo. Okay. So, this is very important po para ma-sustain natin yung ating mga material po. Yan. So, in this topic po, we will be discussing on how to reuse, how to recycle po yung ating mga material. But first po, we need to discuss po the economic considerations po. So, for this material. So, sabi dito, there are 3 factors over which the materials engineer has control and that affect the cost of the product they are. So, it is may kinalaman sa pagdi-design po ng isang material. Ano po? So, during po the designing of the system components, so we need to consider po the economic considerations. So, this is the factors po that involves that affect po the cost of the product. It is the component design. So, it depends po sa component na di-design natin. And also, the material use. So, ito po yung nagpapamahal sa atin. It depends on the material na gagamitin natin for the design. And the last one po, we need to consider po how those material will be manufactured po in order to have this type of components. So, kailangan nating isipin, mahirap ba siyang gawin? It is hard po to make. For example po, the nanomaterials, especially the nanomaterials. So, nanomaterials is, there is a problems in producing po in a large quantities. So, that is why po, we need to consider po the manufacturing techniques. Yan. Sabi dito, these factors are interrelated in that component design. So may affect which material is used, and both component design and the material used will influence the choice of manufacturing techniques. So it depends po dito sa dalawang to on how we manufacture po those material po. So nakadepende sa component niya. Sometimes, if the design po is very complicated, so there are mahirap din po yung pagpili ng ating manufacturing techniques. Okay? So it is hard to select po the manufacturing techniques that is suitable po in order to produce po this component design. Yan. For example po, yung paggagawa ng mga gear. Yan. Very complicated din po. And then, if the material po is merong mga tiny pieces po, so mahirapan din po tayo na ma-produce po yan. Okay? So, for the component design, so sabi dito, some fractions of the cost of the component is associated with its design. So, in this context, component design is the specifications of size, shape, and configurations. So, it depends po. Ano yung size, gaano kalaki yung component design natin. So, what is the shape ng ating component design and yung kanyang configurations daw po. So, because it will affect po the performance of the component. So, nakadepende kasi sa design natin yung magiging performance niya as a component ng ating machine. Okay? So, kapag hindi ayos yung design natin, so, bababa po yung performance ng ating materials. But if the size of the material po and the shape po is appropriate po din sa kanyang applications, so, mapapataas po natin yung kanyang performance. So, we can vary that po. We can vary the size of the material, the configurations, yan. Yung shape niya, sometimes we use po the circular or the square one. So, it depends po din sa purpose ng ating components. Yan, sabi dito, components design, what? Ano yan? So, yan. Component design is highly iterative process that involves many compromises and trade-off. So the engineer should keep in mind that an optimal component design may not be possible due to the system constraint. Yan. So, it is not necessary po that the first design po will be the one to be used. Ano po? So, hindi yung unang design natin, yun talaga yung gagamitin natin because of many constraints. Okay? So, may mga problems involved. So, kaya, kadalasan po, yung atin pong component design will be revised. So, pwede po siyang paulit-ulit na i-revise po until masatisfy natin yung ating needed. So, So in designing po, so we need uh, to consider po the type of the material to be used and how it will manufacture. Yun po kasi yung magpapamahal talaga sa kanila. Yung the way na kinonstruct natin and paano siya ipoproduce, so yun yung magpapamahal sa ating material. Okay? So for the materials po, sabi dito, once a family of materials had been selected that satisfy the design constraint, so cost comparison of the various candidate materials may be made on the basis of cost per part. So there are always have meron tayo dapat na alternative material. So meron tayong materials na very applicable for that applications. But for some constraint po because of the cost, so it can be altered by other material po that is not costly. Okay? So pwede tayong humanap po ng alternative materials na mas mababa po yung cost and then hindi naman masasatisfy yung quality ng magiging output natin. And so, material price is usually quoted per unit mass. So when we do the cost estimations, it is always po in per unit mass. So it depends on the mass of the materials to be used. Okay? So meron lang po tayong amount na, for example, meron tayong materials. So nakalagay doon is 120 per kilogram. So it depends po on the mass of the material. So pag magko-quote na po tayo. Sabi dito, the part volume may be determined from its dimensions and geometry, and which is then converted into mass using the density of the material. So we can determine po the density of the material or the mass of the materials using the density and the dimensions po ng ating material. For example, the volume or in terms of, di ba, mass is equal to the wait lang. Density is equal to the mass over the volume. So mass is equal to the density times the volume. So we can determine po the volume of the materials and then multiply by the density so that we can determine po the mass of the materials. And those mass of the materials will be multiplied to the price po of the material per unit mass. Okay? So nakadepende po doon. And then sabi dito, in addition, during manufacturing, there is ordinarily a same unavailable material waste, so which should also be taken into account in these computations. So hindi po mawawala yung waste natin, material waste. So lagi po siyang may waste kasi nagtatanggal tayo, nag-trim, may nire-remove tayo sa part ng ating materials. For example, siya po ay rectangular. So, and then, ipo-form natin is irregular shape. So, there's always po na waste dun sa ating materials. And one of the factors din po in selecting the material is, or manufacturing po the material is to lessen po the material waste. So, we need to, tawag dito, maximize po the use of the material. So, para hindi po siya masayang. Okay? It depends po on how we manufactured po the system components. Okay? And then, the next one po is the manufacturing techniques. So, this is one part. Ito po yung fabrications na kapag thesis, this is the part of the fabrications. So, di ba, when you are designing, yun po yung sa components design and then choosing the right material, yun po yung pangalawa. And then this one po is the fabrication process or manufacturing techniques po. So we have a different types of manufacturing techniques as we discussed po in a different material. So we have here the extrusions, the injections molding, so different type of casting, yung mga spinning, yan. So yung mga CBC natin, CBD, yan. So marami tayong different types of techniques po na available in order to produce po a certain materials or in order to shape po yung ating mga in order to shape po the material components. So it depends on the size, the shape, and the configurations po. Okay. Sabi dito, the entire manufacturing process will normally consist of primary and secondary operations. Yan. So we have two types po of manufacturing techniques. So first one is the primary operations and another one po is the secondary operations. So when we say primary operations, so are those that convert the raw material into recognizable part. Yan. So for example po ng primary operations is the casting, and then we have po the plastic farming, powder compactions, and the welding po, etc. So yung mga discuss po natin last time. Whereas the secondary one po, so sabi dito are those subsequently employed to produce the finished product. So the first one po, kalimitan po, dito sa una is pino-farm lang natin na isa-isa. And then after that po, secondary operations is we can use po heat treatment in order to enhance the property of the materials. So we use welding po in order to join the two materials. Grinding, yan. So kapag meron tayong mga babawasan, so i-grind natin siya. And then drilling, and then painting and decorating. Ano po? So the major cost considerations for these processes include capital equipments. So we need po the equipments in order to produce those material. So for example, in casting, so we need a die cast or yung mga sand po. So we need o kaya naman ay sa injection molding po, we need to have the injection molding machines. So we need to consider that yun din po yung mga we need to consider that ano po equipments po in computing po the cost. Ano po or sa ano po is for the fabrications. So since wala naman tayong mga ganitong material or so gagastos din po tayo sa mga fabrication shop. Okay? So the tooling, the labor din po, the manpower, and then repairs machine, downtime, and waste. So napakarami nating considerations when we are using po a different manufacturing techniques. The simplest po, yan, mas less po yung ating magiging cost niya. And kapag complicated po yung ating, kapag maliliit na gear yung ginamit natin, so mas mahirap po siyang i-produce. But also, meron na naman po tayong mga other techniques po like the 3D, yan. So, 3D printing, so we can use that po kapag medyo complicated na po yung kanyang mga shape and also the mga investment casting. So, pang mga maliliitan po yun. And also the what we call po the powdered metallurgy and powder compactions. Yeah. So this one po is about sa recycling. So after po using our materials, so we need to recycle po. But not all materials will be recycled. There are certain materials lang po na pwede natin siyang i-recycle. Okay? So sabi dito, important stages in the material cycle where material science and engineering plays a significant role are recycling and disposal. This is one of the major problem po na ating mga material engineer is how we dispose or recycle po the material. And so the issue of recyclability, sorry po, and disposability are important when new materials are being designed and synthesized. Okay. So nakikita niyo nga pala po yung ano po, yung PowerPoint. Visible po ba sa inyo? Hello.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Sabi dito, the issue of recyclability and disposability are important when new materials are being designed or synthesized. Yan. So ito po yung mga major problem ng mga material scientist po and material engineer na before po tayo mag-synthesize ng material, so we need to consider also on how we will recycle it. Paano ba natin or i-reuse natin siya? Paano ba natin siya gagamitin? And if we are not using it anymore, so paano naman natin siya i-dispose? Paano yung disposal niya na hindi siya makaka-affect din sa ating environment? Kasi hindi pwede natin basta siya itapon. Ano po? So, meron dapat tayong plan for the disposal and recycling of the material po. Yan. Sabi dito, furthermore, during the material selection process, the ultimate disposition of the materials employed should be an important criterion. So, very important po ng ating material. So we need to consider po yung kanyang kung siya ba ay nare-recycle, nare-reuse, and if it is for disposal, so how will we dispose po this material? Kasi 'di ba for halimbawa yung mga electronic devices natin and then yung mga ginagamit natin for the sa mga ospital. So meron siyang procedure na sinusunod po in disposing po those material. And paano po siya nare-reuse and paano siya nare-recycle. Ano po? Okay? So another problems daw po in recycling processes po. So it involves daw po of the separations yan of the various alloy types. Yan. Sometimes po nagkaka-problem po tayo sa separation ng materials. So after combining po, after alloying the elements po, so the main problem na po natin is on how to separate po yung ating mga kinonbine na material. Ano po? Kaya naman po, yan sabi dito, example daw po is the aluminum from ferrous alloys. And then after dismantling and shredding, so in this regard, some rather indigenous separation techniques had been devised. So minsan po, ayan, gumagamit po sila ng magnetic and also by gravity po. So di ba alam naman natin, for example po, kaya naman po ay pag nagkasama-sama na po yung ating material, paano natin mapaghihiwalay po? Yan, yung aluminum daw po and ferrous. For example, so we can use daw po the magnetic. Yan, through magnet. So we all know that aluminum po is the non-ferrous metals. So hindi siya mag-a-attract po sa magnet. So yung mga ferrous alloys po, so mag-a-attract siya sa magnet because ferrous alloys po has a good property po in terms of the magnetic property. So ma-attract siya sa magnet. So may hiwalay po yun. Then we have several techniques po in how to separate po those material. Kapag halimbawa sa basura, sama-sama na lahat. So we can separate it po. So we have different techniques po in separations po of the material. So it depends then on the density of the materials, just like this po, yung nakalagay is through gravity. So yung magaan at mabigat, pwede natin siyang mapaghiwalay. And then, meron din po tayong way on how to separate po yung malaki at saka yung mga maliliit, mga powder form, and syempre yung mga large particles po. Yan. And then sabi dito, joining of the similar alloys present contamination problems. And for example daw po, if two dissimilar alloys are to be joined, yan. So, mas magandang gamitin daw po natin is welding over daw po ng bolting and riveting. So, ito yung example natin. So, it is good. Mas magandang gamitin po natin is the welding kasi para maiwasan natin yung tinatawag natin na corrosions po. And then, coating. Yan. So, coating po, since naglalagay po tayo ng mga coating din sa ating material, so sabi dito, may also act as a contaminants and render the material non-recyclable. So, pag naglalagay na tayo ng coatings, minsan hindi na daw po siya nagiging recyclable po. Yan, may mga ganun pa. So, ang next nating topic is about recycling po of the materials. So, under po ng recycling of the materials, so meron tayo dito pong mga content. So, madali lang naman po ito. Kayo, very familiar na po ito sa inyo. So, definitions lang po ng recycling, saan pwede tayo mag-recycle, the process of recycling, and ano yung mga products that can be recycled, advantages, yan. So, disadvantages, and ayan, compositions of daily waste, and then recycling at home, easy way to recycle and use, and then yun po, meron po nakalagay dyan yung Save Your Planet and kung sino pong gumawa. Pero tinanggal ko na yata po yun. Okay. So, sabi dito, what is recycling? So, when we say recycling po, it is the process in which waste materials are treated yan, in a way that can be used again. So, pwede daw po natin siyang magamit. Basta yung atin pong materials, may ganito pong symbol. So, this is the symbol po for recycling. Ano po? Lalong-lalo na pagdating sa plastic, meron tayong nakikita na ganito. Yan. So, pwede po siyang mga i-recycle. Okay? So, pwede natin daw magamit ulit. So, yun po yung definition po of recycling. And also, ang recycling po is one of the components po din sa tinatawag natin na 3R, which is the reduce, reuse, and recycle. And then, this is po yung ating mga recyclable materials. So, we have po a glass, yan, a paper, metal, plastic, textiles, at saka yung mga electronics. So, ito po yung mga pwede po natin i-recycle. So, wait lang, nalipat siya ng kanya. And, paano ba natin i-recycle ang materials? So, material to be recycled po is either brought to po sa ating mga collection center. Yan, sa atin po, ito po yung pang ibang bansa. So, sa atin po ay yung mga, may part po na, sa bahay pa lang nag-start na po yung ating process of recycling. Ang first step natin is paghiwa-hiwalayin. So, we need to separate the materials that can be recycled po at saka yung mga materials na hindi na po pwedeng i-recycle. And then after that, so collection center po. And then it is sorted, cleaned, and reprocessed into a new materials and bound for manufacturing. So this is the where we can recycle. So dito natin nilalagay po yung ating mga pwede pong i-recycle na materials. So katulad ng sinabi ko po sa inyo, sa bahay pa lang, doon na yun mag-start. And then meron po tayong sa mga kada barangay na we have po na pwedeng paglagyan ng mga recycled, na pwedeng mga i-recycle po na material. And then we have here po reverse vending machine. So dati po meron ganito sa thesis wherein kapag naglagay ka po ng when we put po yung ating mga plastic bottles, so it converted to a load po in a cellphone. Yan. So nako-convert niya. So ilalagay lang po natin, we just put po the plastic bottle, so it depends on how many po yung ating ilalagay. And then it is you just enter your number po and then it will be converted into a load. Yan, may ganyan po dati. So I think yun po ay thesis po ng mga ECE, yung sa mga electronics po. Yan, so maganda po yung way para yung ating pong para tayo ay mainganyo po to recycle po the mga plastic bottles. So, sana po mayroon din tayong ganun dito kung saan we can exchange po yung ating pong mga recyclable materials into a money. Po. So, this one po, we have here po, curbside collections, reverse vending machine. Yan. So, sa mga junk shop. And then, by pick-up volunteers po, and we have here po, drop-up centers. Medyo social dito yung drop-up center. Sa atin sa barangay, parang cage lang siya ng, cage lang po ng mga, yung ginagawa po sa mga animals po. Parang ganun, halos ganun lang din po yung ginagamit po na drop-up center. Okay, so this is the process po of recycling. So the first one is the collection. So the first step po in order to recycle the materials is through collections po. So it starts with the communities po sa bahay. And then family who recycled items such as paper, bottles, and can place the items in recycling collection bin, and then this bin usually have the recycling symbol on them. Sana may ganito po tayong mga project for every barangay. Yan, yung mga SK po dyan. So, meron tayo dapat na center for the collections po ng ating mga recyclable materials. Okay. So, after recycling, it will be processed just like this po. So, we compact po I think this is the aluminum can. So we compact it po para madali po yung kanyang madali yung kanyang transportations. So the plastic po is then also shredded po para kasi it takes a lot of volume po dun sa ating truck kapag po hindi po siya compacted or hindi po siya shredded. Po. So after po ng collection, so the next one is the processing. So the second step involves processing the recyclable materials. So this includes sorting the materials into a groups, cleaning them, and getting them ready to be sold to manufacturers who will turn the materials into a new products. So ipinaprocess natin. We need to clean it first po. Yan. So cleaning po, sorting. So paghiwa-hiwalay natin yung magkakaparehas. For example po, sa aluminum can, okay lang po. Pare-parehas po dapat siya na aluminum can. But if it is glass, so we sort it po by color. And if it is plastic, we sort it by the material. It depends on the material. Okay? And then after po nun, so the next step is the manufacturing po. So this is after po ng processing. Ito po yung preparations po for the this sorting, cleaning, and getting to be sold on the manufacturers. This is the preparations po for this manufacturing po. So in this manufacturing po, sabi dito, it is the third step in the cycling processes. So many items you may see every day are made from recycled materials. So newspaper, yan. Yan po ay yung ating output if we recycle po the paper. Yan, mga newspaper po, newsprint. Yan, the paper towel, the office paper, plastic bottles, and aluminum cans are not only made by recycled materials, yan, but they can also be recycled again. So ito po yung common na nire-recycle po natin. And sometimes, ito din po yung kanilang nagiging applications. But in terms of the plastic, so sometimes, ay hindi na po yun yung kanyang mismong applications. And then after manufacturing po certain product, so ipo-purchase na po ulit natin siya. So ganun lang po ng ganun yung ating process po. And so the last step, but certainly not the least, involves the purchasing of recycled products. And so products, when consumer purchase products that have been made with post-consumer materials, the recycling processes have been completed and can be repeated. So paulit-ulit lang. It is a cycle. Kaya nga po siya tinawag na recycle. Re-recycle natin. Paulit-ulit natin siyang gagamitin. Okay. And then, the products that are usually recycled po, so ito po yung mga pwede po nating i-recycle. Yan, so we have the timber products, yung ginagamit natin sa furniture. So we can reuse it po. The metal products, so pinakamaganda nating i-recycle is the metal products. So we can, recycle it again and again po. Paulit-ulit lang natin siyang nire-recycle. Kahit ilang beses natin i-recycle po yung metal products. So, pwede po siya. We have the aluminum products. Yan, plastic po. So, we have the grocery shopping bags and yung ating mga plastic bottles. And then, we have the glass products. Yan, yung ating katulad ng mga pinaglalagyan natin ng wine and beer. So, commonly po sa glass products is, it will, nire-reuse po siya. And kapag nabasag, saka pa lang doon, pwede siyang i-recycle. Ito po. Yan. Like wine and beer bottles, and then mga broken glass po natin. So, pwede po natin siyang i-recycle. And also po, the paper products po. Yan. Kaya binibili po yung mga papel din. Yung atin pong mga box, cartoons, yan, cardboard, yung mga magazine. So, it can also be recycled po. Yan. For the metal, so this is the recycling of the metals. Sabi dito, recycling steel and tin cans can save 74% of the energy used to make them. Yan. Metal is pretty cool. So pinakamaganda po na i-recycle po is the metal. Kasi po, pwede natin siyang paulit-ulit na i-recycle. And when we recycling po this metal, so we can save 74% of the energy. So, siya ay from mining, di ba, commonly po is siya ay from mining and then i-convert natin siya sa steel. So, this one po is siya ay metal na. Ang gagawin na lang natin is to melt it po and produce it po for the intended applications niya. So kaya nakakasave, ang laki ng percent na nasa-save natin when we are when we are recycling po the metals. And then sabi dito, metal is the easiest element to recycle and it is used in everything. Just like po dun sa ating Still Asia, they use po recycled metal in order to produce the reinforcement bars. Okay? Still Asia in Kalaka po. Okay, so they use recycled steel in order to produce the reinforcement bar. Yan, from that po, kasi ang metal, tutunawin lang natin siya ng tutunawin and then determine the chemical properties, so remove the impurities, and after that, pwede na natin ulit siyang gamitin. Sabi dito, over 80 tons of metal are scrapped each year and they go all into a recycling yard. So walang sayang po in terms of the metal. Walang sayang pagdating po sa metal. Kasi nga po, pwede natin siyang gamitin palagi. Yeah. Sabi dito, basically, metal is melted down and poured into a molds. Yan. So, siya ay tinutunaw lang natin. Ilalagay lang natin siya sa isang lalagyan para po siya ay ma-form into a desired shape. Now, that is cool. You can't argue with how cool that is because you're essentially taking a solid object, making it liquid, and shaping it back up, recycling at its best. Pinakamagandang i-recycle po is na metal. Okay? And then, paano daw po nire-recycle? So, ito po ay iba. So, hindi po ito applicable sa atin. So, on how to recycle po a metal. So, we buy old or no longer used metal products. Yan. From the factories or offices. And then, it will be collected po. And then, sorted. And sabi dito, press into ingot. And then, before being transferred to raw material manufacturers. And then, yung ating raw materials, dadalhin po siya sa manufacturers and made into new products po. And so, it depends kung ano pong gagawin natin sa kanya. If it is a billet, plate sheets po, yan. O kaya yung ating mga beam, okay, or any products po ng metal, so pwede natin siyang magawa by using po the raw materials dun sa ating pong pagre-recycle. Yan. So the recycled metals then come onto the market as new products and then we have to return to step 1 po. Step 1 po is pinagbibili natin yung mga hindi na natin ginagamit na metals. And another one po is we have here po the glass. Yan. Sabi dito, for every, pag nagagawa tayo ng glass, they always po na meron tinatawag na kulit, what we call that po, meron siya laging, recycled glass na portions kapag puproduce po tayo ng panibagong glass. So, glass is a relatively inert materials. Yan. So, mataas po yung kanyang chemical resistance. And as such, it does not decompose, thus, it is not biodegradable. So, not biodegradable po yung ating glass. So, pwede po natin madali po siyang i-recycle. Pero kalimitan sa glass po ay nire-reuse po siya. So, nilalagyan ng yung other material po. Yung other products. Saka lang natin mas magandang i-recycle ang glass kapag po siya ay nabasag. Okay? So, glass recycling is often separated into colors. Katulad nung sinasabi ko po sa inyo. So, by colors po ang pag-recycle natin sa glass. So, it is because the glass keep its color after recycling. So, kapag may color na po yung glass, so nananatili po yung color sa kanya. Kaya po, if we want to recycle po the glass, so it should be sorted po by colors. Okay? And then, if we have po yung ating mixed color glass or yung tinatawag natin na kulit, yan. So, ito po yung mga ginagamit natin in order to produce the gas pulp or the gas asphalt po mixture. yung mga asfalto na ginagamit natin sa mga paggawa po ng daan. So, pwede natin gamitin po yung if hindi natin maiiwasan yung magkakaiba pong color. So, pwede siyang gamitan doon. Okay? So, and this is the advantage po of using or recycling of the glass. So, for every ton of recycled glass, turn into new products, yan, 315 kilograms of extra carbon dioxide that would have been released during the creation of the new glass are saved. Yan, ganyan po kalaki. So makakasave po tayo ng 315 kilograms of extra carbon dioxide if we recycle po a glass. Kapag nagre-recycle tayo or nagre-reuse ng mga glass po, so malaki po yung na nagiging effect po niya in terms of the environment. As you can see po, 315 kilograms. So imagine that po kung gaano. For every ton po ito sa isang ton. Okay? And then sabi dito, recycling one glass bottle. Okay ha? So we are referring just one glass bottle in this po. So recycling one glass bottle can save 20% of the air pollution. Yan. And 50% less water pollutions po than making new bottle from raw material. Kasi kapag raw materials po, parang ginagamit pa natin dyan is the virgin material po. So, yun po ay from mining pa. Yan. Tapos, saka pa siya i-convert into a glass. Pero kapag siya i-glass na, i-recycle natin, so mas makakatipid tayo ng 20% po. Yan. So, mas good po siya sa environment kasi 20% daw po yung nililes natin, save natin for the air pollutions, and 50% po for the water pollutions naman. Sabi dito, advantages of utilizing recycled glass include more rapid and it increased production rates and the reductions in the pollutant emissions. So yun yung pinakamaganda. So yung pong reductions in pollutant emissions. So kasi ang concern na nito is the environment po. Yan. Sorry po. Yan. So the main advantages po of the of recycling of the glass po is we save po yan yung pollutant emissions po. So napakahalaga po nun. Ano po? And then so how it is recycled? So the first one po is we collected the glass po. And then it will be transported to a recycling plant. And then sa atin pong mga tinatanggal daw po yung mga metal cups and mga plastic slips po. So sa pagdating po sa recycling plant, and then it will be crushed into small pieces po. So we crush it po into small pieces kasi pag maliliit na siya, so mas maganda po siya, mas madali po siya na i-recycle po. Mas madali po siya na matunaw. And transported to the glass factory. And then the glass factory is and at the glass factory it is mixed with sand, limestone and soda ash. So this is the raw materials po in producing a new glass po. And then it is melted in a large furnace. And then the hot glass is molded into a new bottles. Same lang po ng paggagawa kung paano natin ginagawa yung bagong glass po. Yan. And then, meron pa pala nito. So this is the illustrations. Yan. On how to recycle po a glass. Yan. So this one, empty bottled and then dispose it, then collected it po. And then transporting it to a manufacturing plant and then we reduce the size po and then melted and then farmed to new products and then this will be collected po ulit. Lalagyan po siya ng new products po and then ipagbibili and then yun na po. And the next one po is the aluminum. Yan. Sabi dito, recycling old aluminum uses only 5% of the energy used to make the new aluminum. As you can see po, 95% yung matitipid natin when we are recycling po an old aluminum. Kita nyo po, 5% lang po yung magagamit niya, the energy. So, we will, na-save natin is 95% po ng energy para makagawa tayo ng new aluminum products po. And sabi dito, approximately 2/3 of cans are recycled each year, saving 19 million barrels of oil annually. So, as you can see po, nakikita nyo ba yung advantages at kung ano yung mga masisave natin kapag po tayo ay nagre-recycled? Yan. So, dito pa lang sa aluminum, 90% ang masisave natin na energy. And 19 million barrels of oil yung natitipid natin annually. Yan. And then, sabi dito, aluminum can be recycled from cans, yung sa ating mga bicycle parts po, yan, sa ating computer, cookware, wires, car, planes, and other sources. So, ito po yung mga pwedeng panggalingan po natin ng aluminum. And sabi po dito, recycling a single aluminum, yan. Halimbawa, may i-recycle lang po tayo ng single aluminum can. For example, aluminum can po. Sabi dito, save enough energy to run a TV for 3 hours or run a 100-watt light bulb for 4 hours. So imagine po kung gaano kalaki yung nasa-save natin if we recycling po a single aluminum. Okay? So napakalaki ng advantage when we do recycling po. Okay? So paano po nire-recycled ang aluminum? So the first one po, syempre, is the collections po of the aluminum cans, and then sabi dito, cans are sorted and squashed together in a large bale. Katulad yung nakita nyo kanina, na-compress po yun. Compress na po. So, kasi masyadong malaki yung space po kapag hindi siya compress. So, kinocompress na po siya kapag dinadala po dun sa atin pong mga factories. And then sabi dito, so ginagawa po siyang isang bale. So, isang malaking ito po siya. Saan ba yan? Yan. So, isang malaking ganyan. Yan ang tinatawag na bale po. Yung isang tali. Ganyan. And ayaw na pong and ayaw na niya. Yan, so imagine po yung kanyang masisave natin when we are recycling po the aluminum. Yan. And then sabi dito, squash together in a large bale, and then yung atin pong aluminum can will be shredded into small pieces, just like po dun sa ating glass, tsaka yung sa ating plastic, and then clean and are then melted down into a large blocks of aluminum. So, minimelt lang natin siya. Imimelt lang natin yung aluminum. And then, ilalagay na natin. So, ang tawag na po doon ay ingots. Aluminum ingots po. And then, ingot or ingots po. Yan. So the large blocks are rolled like pastry into a very thin sheets. So it depends na po kung ano yung gagawin natin. If we are using it po as aluminum can again, so siya po is iro-rolled. So since ito po ay large blocks of aluminum, so iro-rolled siya. So gagamit tayo ng mga rolling machine. So in order for the metals to be in a thin sheets po. And then, sabi dito, new cans are then made out of these tin sheets. So, ifo-farm na ulit natin siya into a tin can. Okay? And then, next po, we have here po the paper. Yan. Sabi dito, recycling paper can be made from 3 different types of the miller. Yan. So, we have here po the millbrook. Ito po yung mga paper scrap and trimmings. So, ito po yung mga waste po dun sa mismong planta. And then, pre-consumer waste. So, ito po yung mga paper that was discarded before consumer use. And post-consumer waste po, ito yung mga paper discarded after consumer use naman, such as yung mga old newspaper. And, so, meron po tayo dito mga paper na hindi pa po natin nagagamit. Tapos ito yung mga gamit na po natin na paper. So, yun naman po yun. And then, for the process of recycling po, so sabi dito, the process of recycling paper, instead of making it from a new materials, generates 74% less air pollutions and uses 50% less water. Yan. Kapag nagre-recycle po tayo ng paper, ito po yung nasisave po natin. So, imagine po, 74% yung naliless natin in terms of the air pollutions. And also po, dun sa atin pong mas kakunti po yung water na nagagamit po natin. So, 50% po yung ginagamit lang natin na water. Ano po. And then, sabi dito, manufacturing recycled paper uses 60% of the energy needed to make paper from a new material. So, 40% po yung nasa-save natin when we recycle po a paper. And then, sabi dito, recycling 1 ton of paper save 17 trees. Yan. So, hindi na natin, if we recycle po the paper, so hindi na natin kailangang magputol po ng mga puno. Okay? So, sabi dito, it saves 17 trees. Yan, 6,000 gallons of water and produces 73% less air pollutions than if it is were made from raw materials. Kapag hindi na tayo gagamit ng yung parang virgin na material po, yung mga ganun. Yung bagong material, yan, kung hindi na tayo magpuputol ng mga puno, so ganito po yung masisave po natin. So imagine po yung kanyang masisave. 17 trees. Yan. So, ang trees po is ginagamit natin para hindi tayo magka-flood po. Ano po. And then, yan. Tapos yung gallons of water po. So, nababawasan din po. So, imagine po, 6,000 gallons of water yung ating nasa-save when we recycle po a 1 ton of paper. And then, in terms of the air pollutions po, so nakakalas din po tayo ng 73%. So, imagine po kung gaano yung nasisave po natin when we recycle po a paper. Kaya kailangan, kung may pwede tayong ma-recycle na paper, so i-recycle po natin. Ano po? So, mas maganda kung puro na lang, digital na lang po yung mga pinagagamitan ng paper. But since medyo mahirap po tayo in terms of the mga memory, yan, kung ilan lang po yung storage, kaya nagkakaproblema tayo sa part nun. Pero kung if we want to save po yung paggamit ng paper, so mas maganda kung digital na lang po lahat. Ano po, naka-soft copy. And then, sabi dito, how it is recycled. Yan. So, the first one is po yung atin pong paper is collected. Tapos, sabi dito, at the paper mill, conveyor belts fed the paper into a giant pulper. Yan. So, may ginagamit po dyan tayo na giant pulper. And then, And then, nire-remove din po yung kanyang mga ink and contaminants. Sabi dito, water and chemical are mixed with the paper to remove ink and contaminants and turn old paper into a pulp. So, di ba kalimitan po sa paper natin, may mga ink, may mga tinta po. So, kasi ginamit natin siya sa pagsusulat. So, tinatanggal yon using po the chemicals. And then the pulp is then placed between two wire meshes and left to dry where it becomes a new paper. Patutuyuin po natin siya. So, tatanggalin. So, since po ito ay binabad natin or nakalagay po siya, may kasama siyang water. So, ang sunod natin gagawin is patutuyuin natin siya. So, using po the two wire mesh. So, may mga butas-butas dun sa ilalim. And left to dry. And then, magiging paper na yon. So, yung dried paper po natin is iro-roll daw po or ipapolish into a jumbo reels para po siya ay mapanipis po natin. And malagyan na po ulit natin siya ng mga, halimbawa, guhit-guhit. So, this is the illustrations po when we do recycling. So, yung part ng this one, siya po ay wala na kapag nag-recycle po tayo ng materials po. Yan. So, sabi dito, we have here the paper mill and then the converter po kung saan converting, printing at industry waste po. Nilalagay natin siya dito. Dito sa manufacturing na to, depende po sa kanilang output. Halimbawa, for example, notebook or yung mga paper natin sa mga grade 1, mga bond paper. So, meron po siya na waste. So, diretso na po siya dito sa mga waste paper dito. And then, yung mga converted product natin, so, sinesell natin siya. And then, kino-collect. And then, goes daw po dito sa paper bank, papunta dito sa waste paper dito. And then, papunta na po siya sa paper mill. So, wala na po itong part ng dito sa part na to kung saan we cut trees po in order to produce a paper. And then the next one po is ito yung common nating ni-recycle is the plastic. Ano po? Yan. So plastics are synthetic polymers, so which are substances composed of a chain of molecules. And for instance, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and silicon. So, hooked together. So, ito po yung mga plastics po natin. But, yung plastic po na pwede nating i-recycle is yung tinatawag natin na thermoplastic. The thermoset plastic po is, hindi po siya pwedeng i-recycle. Only the thermoplastic po. And thermoplastic kasi is commonly, so, ang kanya pong structure po is, parang single lang siya. So, isa lang siyang materials and sometimes meron siya kasama na other materials. Pero kapag siya ay cross-linking na and network, so, although it is the strength of the material increases, but it is not recyclable na po. So, paggulo ng property ng ating polymers, or paggulo ng kanyang structure, so, paghirap din po siya na i-recycle kasi medyo mahirap na siyang paghiwal-hiwalayin po yung mga material na nandun. Ano po? Kaya po yung mga linear and branch po, polymers, yung mga pwede natin siyang i-recycle. But the cross-linking and the network po na polymers, so hindi na siya pwedeng i-recycle. But in terms of the strength, so mas mataas yung strength niya compared po din sa dalawa. Okay? Sabi dito, plastics are components or countless products such as electronics, furniture, and beverage container. So sabi dito, greatly decreases the amount of discarded plastic in landfill. So nababawasan yung mga tinatapan natin sa landfill kasi nire-recycle natin siya and conserve natural resources. Ito kasi yung mga to, mahirap po siya bago matunaw. It takes 100 years po bago siya ma-decompose po. Kaya, mas magandang gawin natin is to recycle po yung ating mga plastic bottles. Okay? Although meron po tayong mga biodegradable plastic, pero hindi naman po lahat ng plastic is biodegradable. So, That is why po, we need to recycle it. Okay? Sabi dito, plastic bottles are, yan. So, how it is recycled. So, the first one po is the collections. And then after that po is, the bottles are taken away to be sorted and crushed into a big blocks. Same with the aluminum po. Yan. So, kinocompress po siya. Pinapress po siya, kinocompress para hindi siya mag-occupy ng maraming space po during the transportation. So, kinocompress po siya. So, in pirat na pirat po yung ating bottles before po siya i-travel. Yan. Yun po ay to save na din po yung ating energy, yung ating mga fuel po. And also, syempre pag nag-travel yon, meron din pong emissions during the travel. So, mas maganda, mas marami na tayong mailalagay po na plastic. Kasi yung volume po of the truck na ginagamit to transport yung ating mga plastic is same lang. So, malalaki kasi yung ating mga plastic bottles. And sa gitna po, puro hangin lang yun. So, it is necessary po to squeeze po yung ating plastics o kaya naman po to crush it po into small pieces. So, mas maganda po pag ganun. And then after that, the bottles are then taken to a factory. So, where they are crushed into small flakes. So, from crushing po yung ating pong plastic, so paliliitin pa rin siya. So, ginagawa na siyang flakes. And then, it will be washed, dried, and then melted. And then, yan, ginagamit na siya ulit to produce into a new bottles po. Okay, so sabi dito, what happened to plastic that is recycled by us? So ito po yung kanyang flow diagram po in recycling the plastic. Yeah. So first po is collections. And then sabi dito, plastic is transported in, yan. Meron ito nakalagay dito, Purana Factory, kung saan siya ay compacted na po. And then sort po, and then crush, chop into, sorted, and then further processing po to produce new materials, and then pack in the boxes, and then bibilhin, tapos ipagbibili. Yan, ganun po yung process po ng sa plastic. Yan. So this is the type of plastics that can be recycled. So we have here po the polyethylene terephthalate. Yan. What we call po the PET. So ang number niya is 1. So kapag magtitingin po kayo ng mga plastic bottles, so tingnan niyo po kung saan po gawa yung plastic. So meron po siyang mga number. Ayan. So kapag mga ganyan, mga soft drinks, itong mga to, yung nakikita niyo po sa baba, yan po yung mga example po that is made of PET material. So yung ating mga soft drink bottles, yung mga peanut butter jars, yung ating mga mineral water na bottles po. So made of plastics din po yan. Sabi dito, PET can be recycled into a fiber fill for sleeping bags, carpet fiber roofs, and pillows. So after po na after po natin na magamit yung ating pong soft drinks bottle, so pwede natin siyang ma-recycle using po this new material. So new material na po. Yan, yung mga nilalagay daw po natin sa mga sleeping bags. Yan, pwede siya sa carpet fibers. Yan, yung mga roof po natin, pwede po siyang i-convert into a roof and pillow daw. Next po, we have the high density polyethylene. So, ang kanya pong, its symbol po, its number po is 2. Yan, kapag nakalagay kayo, nakita kayo 2, tapos HDPE. So, ibig sabihin po niya, it is made of high density polyethylene. And it is found po yung sa ating mga milk jugs, yan, butter tubs, bleach bottles, detergent bottles, yung mga shampoo bottles natin, at saka yung mga motor oil bottles. So, ito po yung mga example. So, they are made of HDPE. Okay, so in addition to plastic lumber and recycled plastic furniture, So, recycled HDPE is used to manufacture. So, ito po yung output kapag siya ay ni-recycled na. Yan. Yan. Used to manufactured lawn and garden products, buckets, yan, crates, yan, office products, and automobile parts. Yan. Pwede ito yung maging uses po ng ating recycled plastic. And pwede din po siyang ma-recycled into a flower pots. So ito yung sa mga thesis po, may nagawa po ng mga ganito, nursery pot. And then trash can, and then traffic barrier cones, and detergent bottles po. So ito yung mga pwede nating maging output. Okay? Then number 3 po is we have the polyvinyl chloride or what we call po yung ating PVC. Polyvinyl chloride po. Yan. PVC is used in shampoo and cooking oil. Yan. Bottles and fast food service items. Yung mga ginagamit daw po natin ng mga tray. Yan. So gawa po yan sa polyvinyl chloride. Yan. Yung other shampoo din natin, yung mga lalagyan po ng shampoo bottles po. Yan. Cooking oil, PVC po. And also yung ating mga tubo. Yan. Yung mga tubo po natin. So ginagamit din po yung PVC. And ito din po, packaging, cling film, bottles, credit cards, audio records, and imitations leather, as well as the construction materials such as window frame, yan, cables, pipes, yan, ito. Mas kilala yung ating pipes po dahil kalimitan sa pipes po, lagi natin sinasabi na PVC. Pero ang pipes po, hindi lang po siya made of PVC. So, they are made po of several materials. So, it depends on the applications po. Yan. Flooring, wallpaper, and window blinds. So, we are using po the polyvinyl chloride. And if we recycle po the polyvinyl chloride, so, madami po siyang pwedeng paggamitan pa po. Sabi dito, it's also used by manufacturer for car interiors and in hospital as medical disposable. Yan. So, yung mga ginagamit po na sa mga yan, sa mga hospital po, di ba meron tayong mga disposable products doon, yung mga syringe, yung mga ganun. So, made of PVC din po yan. And then, yung number 4 natin na symbol, nakalagay po, number 4 is for the low DPE, low density polyethylene. Okay? So, makikita natin siya sa mga containers. Yan, yung ibang containers daw din po is made of LDPE. Then, grocery sacks. Tapos yung mga dry cleaning bags, flexible film packaging, dispensing bottles, wash bottles, tubing, plastic bags, yan, for computer components, and various molded laboratory equipments. So, yan, yun po yung pinagagamitan po ng LDPE. And kalimitan po siyang ginagamit sa mga plastic bags. Yan. And then, these plastic bags po can be recycled into a new grocery bags naman po. Ito yung kanyang gamit po. And then, number 5 naman, so we have the polypropylene. And polypropylene po. So, it is commonly used daw po in cloudy plastic containers such as yung ating mga baby bottles. Tapos, ginagamit din po siya sa mga yogurt containers, straw pancake syrup bottles, and mga bottle cups. Yung mga bottle cups po natin, yung mga plastic bottles po, yung cup po niya, although yung kanyang katawan ng PET bottles po is PET, but yung cups po niya is made of polypropylene. Okay? And then yung atin din po mga microwavable container po, yung white po, yan. So made of PP din yun. So kung titingnan niyo po, nakalagay po ay number 5, tapos nakalagay sa baba, PP. Yan. So, sabi din dito, it is processed into a film or packaging into a fibers for carpets and clothing. So, kapag process na po, ito po yung magiging output niya. And pwede din po siyang gamitan for the injection molded articles ranging from car bumpers to washing up bowls and can be extruded into a pipe. And ang ating PP plastic po natin can be recycled into a plastic lumber, yan, car battery cases, and the manhole stops. Yan. So this PP material po is one of my raw materials din sa akin pang dissertation. So ito yung raw materials namin na gagamitin po. So from PP plastic bottles, gagamitin ko siya in order to treat the heavy metals po. Para to remove the heavy metals po dun sa ating wastewater. Yan. So imagine nyo po, from PP plastic bottle, gagawin natin siya na adsorbent. Yan. So it takes a long process para magawa natin yan. So we can reuse po yung ating mga plastics into yung pong mas maganda pong applications. Just like this po, yung PP sa halip na siya ay plastic bottles lang, magko-contribute po siya sa pollution. So why not gamitin natin siya in order to produce another product? Just like po yung aking gagawin. So, gagamitin ko siya as adsorbent. Ano po? To treat yung ating waste po. To remove yung ating heavy metals like copper and zinc. And other heavy metals po. And other organic pollutants or inorganic pollutants po din sa ating water. And then for the number 6 po, we have what we call po the polystyrene. Yan. Polystyrene po or the styrofoam. Mas kilala po siya sa styrofoam. Yung mga styrofoam natin dyan for packaging purposes. And then this one po, ito yung dati namin ginagamit po for the containing po yung ating mga food, the styrofoam po, para hindi siya masyadong mawala agad yung init. Ano po. Pero ngayon po, pinagbabawal na to. So, ginagamit na po natin po is yung microwavable po. And also yung mga paper. Ano po. So, PS is found in disposable hot cups. Yan. So, kasi depende sa kanyang property kasi ito po ay yan. Pwede niyang pwedeng hindi agad lumamig po. Yan. Or mataas po yung niya. Parang pag hinawakan natin to, hindi agad tayo basta-basta po mapapasok. Ano po? Yan. Kaya niyang i-handle po yung hot temperature. And then yan, packaging materials. Yan, peanuts and CD and DVD cases. Meat trays. And lids, bottles, tumbler. And disposable cutlery. Yan. So, kalimitan po made of polystyrene po mga yan. And this one po, yung ating polystyrene kapag ni-recycle natin siya, pwede natin siyang i-convert into a plastic lumber and flower pots. Okay? And then, another po, is we have, yan, other, materials. So, example po niya is the polycarbonate. Meron pa rin po tayong mga other thermoplastic materials po. And ito po yung number 7 na po. Medyo madami po yung under ng number 7. Ito po yung mga other thermoplastic. So yung 1 to 6 po is the commonly used plastic po. Kaya po siya may numbering. So kalimitan siyang ginagamit sa mga daming applications. Kaya madami pong waste na gano'n. Ano po? So number 7 po, it is a mixture of various plastics like yan, squeeze ketchup bottles and yung mga microwavable dishes. Pero yung microwavable dishes natin, kalimitan po, yung ginagamit natin ngayon, yung ginagamit natin yung clear plastic po yung clear plastic po, yung microwavable. So, kalimitan gawa po siya sa polypropylene po. At kahit pagtingnan nyo po dun sa inyong mga microwavable dyan, yung clear po yan. So, nakalagay po dyan is PP. Yung kanya pong material na ginamit. Pero meron din po tayo ng mga microwavable dishes po natin. Yung mga gamit pa rin po natin. Pero kasi din po tayo mga plastic na microwavable, yung mga hindi cook cleared. Yan. So, doon natin makikita yung number 7 po. So, kalimitan po siya is polycarbonate. And kalimitan daw po itong ginagamit sa mga BB bottles, yan, mga clear plastic sippy cups, and mga water bottles po. So ito po yung mga plastic na pwede po natin i-recycle. Yan. Lahat po siya ay thermoplastic. And then this one po, so we all know naman po yung mga advantage of the recycling. So, napakagandang advantages niya. Napakadami pong advantages po of recycling the materials. So, the first one po is recycling helps to reduce the amount of trash yan that is disposed of in the landfill. So, nababawasan natin yung basura. And then, sabi dito, recycling rather than throwing things away is also better for the environment. So, it helps the environment. And currently, it is believed that the amount of carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere is causing global warming, which can have devastating long-term effects. Yan. So, para mabawasan natin yung nagko-cause for the global warming. So, by recycling po, we reduce po yung amount ng carbon dioxide. And the number 4 po is recycling is one of the many ways that people can cut down the amount of carbon dioxide that is released into our atmosphere. Just like what I said po earlier, yun na yun. And sabi dito, purchasing recycled paper is also better for the environment because it takes less energy to produce recycled paper and save some trees along the way. Katulad po ng diniscuss po natin kanina, how much energy po will be saved kapag nag-recycle tayo ng mga different materials po. Okay? And then, sabi dito, recycling creates jobs. So, marami po kumikita. Ano po, marami nagkakatrabaho because of the recycling. Ano po? So, yung mga tao po na nagko-collect, nagsisort, and nagwo-work po din sa mga recycling companies. So, nabibigyan natin sila ng trabaho. So, others also get jobs with businesses that work with these recycling units. So, there can be a ripple of jobs in the municipality. So, nagka-create tayo ng trabaho by using po ng recycling. And then, recycling po builds community. And, sunod po, recycling reduces pollutions. This is one of the important advantages po of recycling po the materials. It reduces the pollutions. Sabi dito, as these materials are reused instead of throwing them away irresponsibly. So, napakalaki po ng tulong if we recycle po the material. So, if there is an advantages po, meron din tayong disadvantages po of recycling. So, recycling po is not always cost-effective. Yan. Kasi gagastos din po tayo. If we are recycling po a product, so kailangan din natin siya ng mga to establish po separate factories yan to process the reusable products po. This may create more pollution in terms of cleaning, storage, and transportation. So, tingnan din natin ano ba yung mas magandang gawin. Ano po? Minsan kasi if we recycling po, minsan nagpo-produce din po siya ng pollutions. But lesser po compared po tayo sa gagawa ng panibago. And then, recycled products may not last for long. Siyempre, kapag recycled na products yun, minsan nadidegrade na po. Kapag pre-process natin siya ng panibago, sometimes it will be the quality po is not the same with using po the raw materials. Yung kapag for example po yung plastic natin, so kapag ni-recycle natin, so bumababa na yung kanyang quality. Ano po? And then unsafe and unhygienic recycle sites. So yan po. Ito yung concern natin kasi used na siya ng tao, minsan nagiging unsafe na po siya and unhygienic. So, sa ating sabi dito, places where all sort of materials is dumped and conducive from debris formation and spread of disease and other danger caused by harmful chemicals and waste. So, this not only causes widespread pollution, but is harmful for dedicated people who recycle such product. So, such waste, if mixed with water, leads to leachate formations and leads to toxications of water bodies, including the drinking water. So, sometimes po, yan. Ito po, yung iba pong disadvantage na. unsafe and unhygienic. So, pipili na lang tayo ng other applications po niyan na hindi po nangangailangan ng ano po. For example, sa mga hospital, yan. So, tapos ginamit na ng mga tao, yan, kung ano-ano nang, kung sino-sino nang gumamit po noon. So kapag magre-recycle po tayo, ay di yung hindi naman required po yung mga ganito. And then, yan, not widespread on large scale. Yan. So, kalimitan po ay mga maliliit lang po na planta yung itinatayo kapag ganito po. Sabi, although recycling is an important step to minimize pollution, and yan, sabi dito. Unfortunately, this process is just a small part of long-term success. Recycling often occurs at small-scale homes or schools and has failed to be useful at a large level, such as industries or holistically at a global stage. Saving paper at school cannot be compared to oil spill or massive tree felling at the industry's level. And also po, high initial cost. So, yung mga gagamitin natin dyan ng mga equipments, yung mga gagamitin natin po ng mga vehicle for transportations po. Yan. So, yung mga truck po na ginagamit natin for the collection. So, nangangailangan din po siya ng high initial cost. Tapos yung program na ipatutupad pa natin sa every community. Yan. So, matrabaho din po yung pagpare-recycle. But, ang mahalaga po is nagre-recycle po tayo. So, this is the composition of daily waste daw po. So, kalimitan po is 30% daw po is organic. So, ito po yung mga galing po sa mga palengke, yung mga tira-tira po natin pagkain o yung mga, halimbawa, kapag nagluluto tayo, yung mga basura na ganon. So, yun po, 35% organic. So, this waste po can be converted po into, pwede din po natin siyang i-reuse into, pwede natin siyang i-convert into another product. Pwede siyang, we can use that po as a fertilizer, also as, to produce po an energy. Right? Pwede natin, madami pong pwedeng maging applications yung ating mga organic waste po. And sometimes, ginagamit natin siya for the feed po ng mga animals. And then, we have 30% daw po is paper. Yan. So, commonly po, ang waste po natin is the paper. Kasi for every offices po, we need po paper for the transactions. Yan, sa mga output natin. And then, 12% po is yung waste natin na gagaling sa constructions. So, pag-build po ng mga buildings. And then, 9% daw po is sa plastic. 6% po yung ating metal. Yung metal kasi is kapag hindi na siya ginagamit. 5% po is yung mga other waste pa, yung mga electronics, mga ganun po. And then 3% naman po is para sa glass po. So ito po yung kalimitan na compositions po ng ating daily waste po. And then, yeah. So, ang recycling po is start with at home daw po. Sabi dito, apart from the items, you may recycle at home. So, many other things such as old tires, yan, mga computers, mattresses, cars are recycled for parts and materials. So, the best way to avoid wasting valuable resources is to reduce consumptions in the first place. So, ito yung una natin gawin. So, mas maganda kung i-avoid natin or i-reduce po natin yung consumptions ng mga katulad ng mga one-time use. Yan. Ng mga plastic. Yan. Di ba kalimitan? O kaya naman po, halimbawa yung mga bottles po natin, pwede natin siyang i-reuse. Ganun. So for items that are used and can't be reused, yan, recycling offers many benefits. Yan. And one of the best things you can do is learn more about recycling and especially to spread the word and encourage others to recycle as much as possible. Yan, sabi, does your family recycle? It is never too late to start conserving our precious resources. So, ang recycling po ay nag-start po sa atin. Ano po, yung simpleng pag-sort ng ating mga gamit, and simpleng pag-sort po ng mga yung mga waste po natin, mga tirang pagkain, tapos yung mga pwedeng i-recycle, at saka yung mga need na pong itapon. So, dun pa lang po, malaki na yung magiging part mo to save po the environment. Ano po? Yan, mag-start po yan sa inyo. And sabi dito, ito daw po yung mga easy ways to recycle and use. Yan. So sabi dito, ang plastic jars and tin cans and tins po can be used as piggy banks and pen holders. So pwedeng ito po yung gamitin natin. So ikakat lang natin siya. Pwede natin siyang gamitin na piggy banks and then sabi dito pen holders. Pwede din po yung mga sa mga halaman po, ginagamit na din po siya. And then, cartons po, pwede natin siyang gamitin po to store many things. So, after, di ba, sa mga grocery, pag namimili tayo, pinapalagay natin sa carton. So, yung carton po, pwede natin siyang paglagyan pa ng mga other, or i-store po yung other things po, o kaya naman po, i-recycle po natin siya. And then sabi dito, old clothes can be used as shopping bags. So pwede natin siyang i-convert into shopping bags. So tatahiin lang natin siya. And mats could also be made. Yung mga basahan po natin, tsaka yung mga floor mat. So pwede po natin siyang, yung mga old clothes natin, pwede natin siyang i-convert dito. Okay, so tatahiin lang po. And then waste paper can be recycled or used in artwork. You can also make files with old chart paper, and pwede po tayo mag-recycle po ng paper sa bahay. So maraming po tayong paraan para ma-recycle po yun. And then sabi dito, small toothbrush can be used for spray painting. And then paper mache can be made with waste paper, old newspaper, torn chart paper, yan, which are not in use, etc. So marami po tayong ways kung paano natin i-recycle or i-reuse po yung ating mga materials. Sabi dito, other things to know. Protect your environment. Yan. Find many ways to save materials. And then sabi dito, pwede ka din daw po na mag-write ng articles about recycling waste materials. And sabi dito, do not pollute your environment. So medyo trabaho po itong ganitong part na to. Yan. So, pero kung susundin natin siya, so malaki po yung magiging effect niya sa environment. Sabi dito, save your planet. And then, yan. So, ari po ay yung nag-present po dati. Yan, hindi ko na ma-i-close. Paano ba ito i-close? Yan, so, hanggang dyan po yung ating, yan, sabi dito, save your environment. So, hindi ko alam kung paano siya i-close. Oh. So hanggang dyan po yung ating presentation. Meron po ba kayong tanong? Ayaw. Ayaw na po. Nandyan pa ba kayo? I-restart ko lang po yung aking laptop. Ayaw.